Hello and welcome to Primetime Pastimes, a podcast where we talk to people in the wrestling space about their passions outside of wrestling. I'm one of your hosts, Steve, and with me as always is our other host, Gav. Say hello, Gav.
Hello, with a violin.
Well, we're going to need a bigger show because joining us today is a force to be reckoned with, a raider of the lost art of reffing. She's a referee, Harry, so compose yourself. You better know she knows the score. It's Ref Rach Wyatt. How you doing, Rach?
How long did that take you to come up with, Steve?
Quite a while.
I would like to know the timings on all of his intros, to be fair. I'm not going to lie.
Quite a while. Me, let's move on. First of all, you all good?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm somewhat okay. This is your first podcast, right?
It is, yeah. Very first.
Excellent. So before we talk about today's topic, what I would like to do is spend 10 minutes on professional wrestling. So tell us a little bit, first of all, about your first experiences as a fan and then your first experiences getting into the biz.
Yeah, so it's funny because I listen to this podcast, and I actually do listen, and people come on here and they'll be like, oh, I remember that match or that wrestler, and that's kind of what got me into it. I kind of got into it quite late. I suppose being a girl, I didn't watch it when I was little.
Wait, what?
I know, like the boys did. I was about 18 when I first got into wrestling. So I think it was about 1999-ish. So very much in the Attitude kind of era. And me and my sister kind of got into it. And I just remember, like, it was more around the storylines and the characters and the promos that I was really like, I loved watching, and the entertainment value of that. So like, the Austin Vince dynamic, the McMahon Helmsley kind of shenanigans, the Rock, the Jericho, everybody that was like had a funny promo or anything like that, I was really into. And I loved all that stuff. Things like, just segments with like the APA, or remember Will Regal and Tajiri when they were like, was he general manager?
He was. I'm amazed by the fact you called him Will Regal.
Oh, was it Steve Regal at that point? I don't know.
No, it was William, but you're just so informal with him. That's
like you knew him, like from way back when. No, I know Will. He's cool.
Will. Yeah.
Willie Reegs.
Yeah, and obviously Mick Foley. So all that kind of stuff I absolutely loved. And that's just kind of drew me in, really. Character wise, I think my favourite wrestler was Kane at the time.
What about that?
Yeah, I remember making a sign for him, and yes, I was like in my early 20s at the time, but like when we went to see him, he was great. Taker, Hardy's, Dudley's, Edge and Christian. My sister, like at one point, pulled her knickers up over her jeans, Lita style,
Okay.
You won't like obviously relate to that, but well, you might.
Don't judge me.
No.
So you said a lot about the Attitude Era there. Did you watch any Nitro, or was it pure WWF?
No. I probably didn't even know that existed, to be fair. But like I said, I was naive in that respect, but I just kind of watched WWE, WWF, WWE at that time. So yeah. And I remember, so I graduated in 2003, and as a present, my sister bought me VIP tickets to watch Rebellion in London. So I got to meet Brock Lesnar and Tori Wilson, which was amazing. But, okay, so imagine me being a 21-year-old and they put free drinks on and food before the show. Oh my God, I was fucking steaming. And I was like, I remember half the show. I remember meeting Brock and Tori. I remember spilling bolognese all down my white t-shirt that I was wearing. But it was good. It was good.
Did you say to them, I've got colour?
No, I didn't, Steve.
That's a shame.
I didn't. I had a jacket, fortunately, and I had to put it on because I thought I can't go and meet Brock Lesnar with a stain on my top.
If there's anything pro wrestlers appreciate, it's spilling red juice on top of a white t-shirt. So no, I think you'd have been fine there. I think you'd have been fine. So does your sister still get involved in this, or is it just a thing that
I
she's left
think
behind?
she's like me, where we watch it off and on in like it's like up and down, and I think she does watch it now. For a time, she didn't watch it, but yeah, she's a bit like me, where I think she's actually in the phase of watching it at the moment, and then sometimes I think like it got to a point where it just went a bit shit, and it was like I can't be else watching this anymore, so we kind of like turned off. And then it wasn't until like I had kids, and then I met my husband, and he was kind of interesting as well. But obviously, he was more cool than I because he watched like the older stuff, and he knows. Well, he'll say he knows a lot more about wrestling than I do, which is probably fair enough. He probably does.
Get him in the biz.
No, he's not like that at all. He'd hate it. But yeah, and then it got to about 2023. So obviously not that long ago now. And the kids were about 6 and I don't know, 8 or 9. And we were kind of like thinking, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like they could learn to wrestle? So we were looking around, and then we found a company that shall not be named in Accrington. And I don't want to get fake sued or anything, so I'm not going to call them by their proper name. Let's just call them Bottom Rope Wrestling Academy.
Oh, we're going there. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Bottom feeding. I don't know. Anyway, so they started in 2023, and the first year was actually really good. Like the kids were cared for, they'd learnt the basics, and they really liked it, and we liked it. We liked being there, and then I think April 24 was the first time I saw you, and you are actually a big inspiration into me getting into reffing. So I saw you.
Was
Blackpool
the
Comic Con.
Blackpool? Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember you did the ring bell, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was an officiary like ring beller, but the kids did a little match as
I
well.
remember.
And it was like, oh, Steve, just ref this little match. And actually, I was watching. And I was like, this looks quite fun, like. And it kind of like gave me food for thought, but I didn't really give it much thought after that. But I was like in the back of my head, like I kind of want to get involved somehow.
You see, this is news to me because I thought you had aspirations to be in there before you'd seen me do it.
No, I think it was that show that actually was like, yeah, this is maybe something that I want to do, but probably just didn't have the balls to kind of take it any further at that point.
If this guy can do it, anyone, I'll put the shirt on.
Yes. Well, and then fast forward to later on in that year, the kids were gearing up for a show which you refed in November of that year. And I think it was probably a bit of a midlife crisis for me in a way. I mean, I know we're both the same age. And like that year, I'd lost like 1.5 stone. I was kind of like starting to challenge myself a bit more and put myself out there. And I thought, you know what, let's do this now or never. And I think I'd seen you on a show before the kids show, and I reached out to you at some point and was like, I'm quite interested in this. What do I do? And kind of like the rest is history, really. It's like since then, I think it was really good timing. Like I was really, really lucky that you were there, and obviously
and Stu Davis as well. It must be said that it was me and Stu that spent
like,
about an hour with you.
Yeah, so it was about an hour, and then I was literally thrown into a match, and then I did my first 3 shows were untrained. A massive learning experience, but I think it helped just to kind of set the scene for me and just to give me a taste of what it was going to be like. So at first, I almost thought, I don't know if I want to do this, but like now, I absolutely love it. So I'm kind of glad I had that, experience to begin with.
So talk about some of the other people you reached out to, because I know it wasn't just me.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. So that like the whole 2025 was really just soaking up as much as I could, not just from you. There was a ref seminar that we went to. So Scott Bell, James Greenwood, obviously Stu. I've worked with Stu so much now. I've worked with Neil early on, Les. It was great seeing all the other refs and just, I think we're all we all do things differently, we all do things similarly, but you kind of take bits from different people, you learn from that, you kind of like build it into what you do, and it just kind of forms you just kind of build your own repertoire of how you do things, and it's kind of built for me over time. And like I said, over the 2025, just working with different refs, and like I've reached out, got feedback from people from like matches that I've done, taking that feedback on board and just working on it. And yeah, reps. You always told me it was like
Reps.
yeah, get them in. And like now I'm like 3 matches away from 150. So yeah, it's been a wild ride, but yeah, I've loved every minute of it.
You
Do you
making
have
good
your own
connections as well?
whiteboard? Oh, sorry.
No whiteboard, yeah.
Do you have your own whiteboard?
Eventually,
Oh,
I know I was always like reliant on Mr. Grimshaw for like the whiteboard, but he very, very kindly bought me one for was it my ref-anniversary? Yes. And now I do use it. It all depends who you're reffing with, and like I think who gets there first as well. I know Steve likes to be there nice and early. But
That is
a little
true.
bit.
but
Just a
then
little
like
bit.
I was trying to plan a rumble, trying to sort that out at the weekend, and yeah, I was getting loads of
That
shit
was
for
all
my
you.
wonky lines.
Wonky lines aside, and the fact that you plotted out 4 sections for a 30-person rumble, that aside, you did a great job at that. So well done. So just finally, before we move on from the wrestling thing, since you have got into the business, obviously you've worked for a number of promotions.
Yeah.
Talk about just very briefly your general goals and what you believe the next steps to be.
Well, yeah, I mean, I want to carry on as long as my body holds out. You talk to any perimenopausal 44-year-old woman, and we do have a shelf life. Putting it, no other way, but I won't be able to do this forever, and but I want to make the most of it while I'm able to. So my goal, certainly this year, was to obviously get those reps in, work for some new promotions, just get my name out, especially out of the Northwest, but even hopefully to try and spread that a little bit further if I can. And I just want to be somebody that people will be like, oh yeah, we can trust her, she'll do fine as your ref. Like, I just want to know that, I'm doing the best that I can do. And I'm learning every single day, every single match that I have. So I'm hoping that, it kind of just carries on as it has been doing, because I said I am really enjoying it. So yeah.
Well, as far as the trusting goes, I think you're already there, pal. But anyway, that's enough professional wrestling. In wrestling, there are scores to be settled, and there is no one better at scores than the master of scores himself. Today's topic, Mr. John Williams.
John Williams.
Before we do a deep dive, here are some special facts about Steven Spielberg's very, 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 very best friend. Shout out to Holly Barlow. Born in 1932, he has a 7-decade career. He joined in the Air Force in 1951, began his musical career arranging music for military bands, has the second most Oscar nominations in history, with 54 nominations and 5 wins, only behind Walt Disney with 59. He also has 27 Grammys. He also worked on TV shows such as Gilligan's Island and Lost in Space before he moved into the theatrical side. Composed the fanfare for the Olympic Games in 1984, which is still used to this day. He drafts all his music by hand, by pencil, by a small desk by his piano.
Wow.
His son was a one-time lead singer of Toto, not the Africa song, but there you go. He plays six instruments. After learning the piano at age 6, he moved on to trombone, trumpet, clarinet, cello, and bassoon. Jaws is the film that is commonly known as being responsible for the summer blockbuster movie. Spielberg says that the score from Jaws is responsible for at least half of the movie's success. So that's enough facts. Let's explore our feelings. When did you first think, hey, all my favorite movie scores are from one guy?
I mean, it's funny you talk about feelings because I think this is exactly what his music does. It emotes, and yeah, like any film that you watch where he's done the score, there'll be some part of it where it'd be like, oh yeah, it's that, like you talk about Jaws, those two notes. People may know a line from Jaws like, oh, we need a bigger boat, but they'll always remember the dun, and I just think for me, it was like obviously the work he did with Spielberg, George Lucas, that kind of era of me growing up has been my kind of childhood going into adulthood, and every film that I've really loved, he's done a score for. So I've kind of grown up with him, really. He's all I've ever known. And, sadly, once he's no longer with us, and because he's like 90 odd now, isn't he?
He's over
like,
90 now, yeah.
It will be a truly sad day because he is an absolute legend. And any film, he just elevates. Like, there's no film without the music. When you go to the cinema and you watch a film, if there was no music, you just wouldn't feel it the same way. And I really think he's that master in pulling out that emotion with the music. But it's funny that
agree more.
Yeah, when you said he was did military band music, actually makes sense now in some of the music that he obviously did. He very much uses the entire orchestra. So having the brass, but also the strings to create that emotion as well. It's he is an amazing person who writes these scores that just can't be matched.
You've got the brass. He's also got the cojones. He's really a very talented man. But when did you first realise that this is the same guy that's doing all this? Did you see it in the credits or?
I suppose. I mean, I come from a musical family, so. Mm-hmm. My dad played piano, so he grew up playing piano in pubs and clubs when he was young. My brother then learned to play the piano. I played the violin when I was young and got to about a grade 5 until I just couldn't be bothered to practice anymore. So, but there was always music in the house. So, and my brother's 6 years older than me. So, in my teens, he'd be playing piano, I'd be playing the violin, and this was the kind of music that we'd always gravitate to. We were all avid watchers of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, all those kind of things that we all love to watch, and the music kind of just came naturally. So for me, if there was a Spielberg film and a Joel Williams score, then it's going to have to be a hit because it just had to be, and so. And because they did so many films in that era, and I'll say it wasn't just Spielberg, but majority of the films he's done have been Spielberg in directing it. But so there was just a lot of them, and his sound is so kind of it's him, it's his score.
Well, this is the thing, right? First of all, you said this era, he's still collaborating with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I know
that, which is mad. But it is weird because I've heard multiple people say this when I've been doing a deep dive into John Williams, that he doesn't really have a specific style. He has a number of different styles, but you almost always know when you hear it.
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
there's not a lot of like indicators that that like Danny Elfman, he's a goth boy that's everything sounds like the spiders walking on a keyboard,
Yeah.
but he's not like that. There are
No.
different indicators.
Yeah. I don't know how, like, so how you know, but you kind of just
Okay.
know. But most
I,
of like his themes start da, da, and then it goes off into something else. You know, it's like,
everything builds with him, doesn't it? It's
oh
got
yeah,
it's very chilled, and then it just goes huge. But then he'll bring it back again, and he'll
yeah.
get some emotion, and then he'll go big again. That's kind of
Yeah,
how
and
I
I
kind of
like the
see it.
fact that he has different themes for different people. And so, say like in
Yes.
Star Wars, there's a Luke and Leia theme, Han and Leia. You know, obviously the Imperial March. You've got Luke's. You know, there's so many different kind of complex elements to it, and the way he weaves that into everything, it's just yeah, he's so good. But
Yes.
yeah, you just know it's his work.
It is funny. You do just know. Have you heard the theme that he was considering for Sassy Jaws?
No. What's
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry about that.
no, but I have now.
Yeah. So a couple of films. What I'm going to do is I'll give you the format of this a little bit. I am going to talk about because there's multiple genres involved in John Williams, and I'll sort of break down each of the genre, and we'll talk a
Mhm.
little bit about the films I sort of believe belong in those genres.
Yeah.
But I'll ask you a couple of just sort of general questions in regards to this as well. First of all, do you listen to John Williams independently, or does it have to be a visual thing as well, where you're watching the film?
It's probably mostly obviously when I'm watching films, but
Mhm.
you know, I've been to a couple of live showings of say Star Wars where there's a live orchestra playing.
Mhm.
Amazing. I'd recommend it to anyone. Go and watch a film played against a live orchestra. There's nothing like it. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I just sit at home and listen to his music because it's not. Even though it's amazing, it's not the same because it's not
I know.
entwined with the film. So um, you know, you can listen to it independently, but I would prefer to watch it as a whole.
Oh, that's fine. It does lend itself more than most composers to the visual elements. Have you heard the way he describes his process that he imagines the horse? Have you heard about this?
No.
So he imagines riding a horse at the same time as the pace of the film,
Mm.
and that's where he sort of gets his pacing and structure from. Is he thinks, okay, well, this is this bit,
Yeah.
and this is a turn,
Yeah.
and yeah, so he has sort of described it in that sort of way as well. But
Mm.
no, you don't listen to it at home when you've got the cooking on or anything like that.
No, I would probably just hum, if anything. I sing a lot, as you probably know.
Yes.
So I'm just like around the house, just singing to myself, and quite often it'll be something of his, probably. Just because the themes are so memorable. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
buying like the CD compilations of
Mm.
all
Yeah,
the
I've done
different
that.
films, and obviously you get home and you put them in and you go, "This isn't right," and it's someone copying it, and you can
Yeah.
tell. You just sat there
You
going,
really
"I've
can.
just bought this," and it's not. It'd be like 7 John Williams songs, and they're not his.
Yeah.
And you go, "Well, that was rubbish," and you never play it again
Mm.
Jim
because it's not
Williams,
the real
Jim
deal.
Williams, yeah. Johnny.
Johnny Old Williams. Yeah, well, I mean, I used to work in a cinema, as I've mentioned before, and one of the common themes for us is when we're cleaning screens or sitting in screens waiting for films to start, we would often be greeted with the tones of John Williams or other peers. So I've gotten quite used to it. Not John Williams, but I've on numerous occasions listened to like Pirates of the Caribbean in the car on the
Mm.
way. So yeah, I'm not averse to that. So I want to ask you. I'm not asking you what your favorite score is,
Mm.
or even the favorite film in which that score belongs to at the moment. But which film do you feel like has been most elevated by the existence of John Williams's score? So it could be an average film
Wow.
that you think has just gone, wow, that score has just made it.
So, does it have to be one?
Talk about as many as you
Okay.
want.
Well, firstly, Star Wars. I think if that film or films had some sort of like techno music like Buck Rogers, then we
Love Buck
wouldn't be all
Rogers.
talking about it like that we do now.
I love Buck Rogers. That was a
I mean,
bad
I love
example for me.
Buck Rogers too, but you know, when you say yes, that was definitely made in the 70s or 80s, whatever it was made, then you can tell. And apart from like the kind of bad hairstyles or for some of the characters in Star Wars, you know, it doesn't feel like it was made in that.
Yeah.
And I
Still
think
give them a timeless quality.
yeah, and the music, yeah, I think it totally elevated that film. So, you know, there's just scenes where there's a couple when I think it's in Empire where, or is it Return of the Jedi, where Luke's fighting Darth Vader and he's telling him, "Oh, so you've got a sister. So if you know you don't turn, then maybe
Return
she
of the
will."
Jedi.
And the music that just it builds and builds, and it's like, you know, building on Luke's kind of hatred and trying to. It's just stuff like that. Yeah, I do think that if that score had been different, I just don't think it would have been as successful.
Honestly, and I'm not making this up, when I was putting some notes down, I was putting my own thoughts, and I put specifically Duel of the Fates for Phantom Menace. I think Duel of the Fates and Phantom Menace, it just elevates that film to the point where it's watchable. I didn't think it was watchable otherwise.
Just about.
Well, that end scene where you've got Darth Maul and he gets his, careful how I say this, his dual-ended lightsaber. I almost said something else, and the other one pops out, and then it just elevates, and it's just so action-packed. I love that scene, and I think without that scene, it is not a good film.
Yeah. Well, we won't talk about those ones because
No, let's not. So is it just the Star Wars as a collective,
No.
or did you have other examples?
So probably Schindler's List. As much as that film is amazing anyway, and was always going to be, I think it's probably doesn't elevate. I think it just makes it complete. And the just the gravity of that film anyway, the history behind it, the massive emotional toil that, you know, the music that was needed for that. And I know when he was asked to do it, he said that you need someone better than me because I can't write this score for you.
I know this quote, but carry on.
Yeah. And then Spielberg said, but they're all dead, so go ahead, do it. And you know, it's like, but he did such a that theme,
Heartbreaking.
Oh God, it just, you know, everything about that film, the guilt, the hatred, the just everything was all kind of encompassed in that theme. And every time I watch that now, it makes me cry. It really does, because he really did such a good job of just getting all of that emotion into that piece.
I do think that again with Schindler's List, I sort of have the impression that it legitimizes that film as a Hollywood film, because we've seen versions of Schindler's List in the art house scene, very similar shots, using the same sort of dramatic color palettes that haven't made anywhere near, again, film nerd, that haven't made anywhere near the sort of impact that Schindler's List have. And I do think that is because of the legitimacy of the director and his very, very, very best friend to sort of validate that. So yeah, I get that. Anything else before you move on?
What do
I've got one though.
Go on.
Duel.
Oh, Duel. Right. This is going to be a bit of a. It's going to be a bit of a deep one. This a deep cut. This, Gav. Tell people what Duel is.
It's basically about a car that chases someone. Effectively, it's just a huge truck that effectively chases down someone driving. And there's not a lot to it. There's not a great deal in the film, but without that score, there'd be no tension whatsoever.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, and I have often thought that, because with Duel as well, for anyone that hasn't seen it, the front of the truck it's got the Green Goblin's face, which isn't a particularly scary image on its own because it's in the geek zeitgeist at the time as being just a bit of a comedy comic book thing. But no, I completely feel you on that, Gav. That's a great shout.
It just never would have worked, and it kind of did. It was a precursor to a lot of other ones that he went on to do because it was such a soundtrack driven.
Is the Thong song based on that as well? He had Dumps Like a Truck.
I doubt it, but never mind.
I doubt it too. Okay. So let's move on from that now, and sort of a similar question, but is there any film that you think would lose its identity completely if you removed the John Williams soundtrack?
Oh,
Jaws instantly gone.
Well, yeah,
I disagree.
Yeah, maybe Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's funny. That was another one on my mind because I've seen the trailer. I'm not talking about J.K. Rowling shaming or any of the issues that everyone has got with that horrible human being. I'm just talking purely the aesthetic and the music of the first film. I watched the trailer for the new Harry Potter TV series, and the only word I can think to describe it was drab.
I've not seen it. When's it actually out?
It's the end of this year, I think, but it's drab. There's no magical elements in the score. It just it's like what if Harry Potter but an office building?
Yeah, and I just think there's something about rehashing something that was been so successful. Why? Yeah. Why are we redoing it again?
I'm
not for money.
It's not my idea.
I know it's not. But and I think as well with that the original series, obviously John Williams, did he only do like the first couple of films and then
Alan Silvestri I think got hold of it and did the rest. But the first couple of films is where you really see the innocence of Harry Potter.
It's light, isn't it? Yeah, because it's very much a more magical, the music's there and then it just gets progressively darker and darker, and by the end of it the music's very, very like looming and doom.
Yeah, but the Hedwig's theme, which is the theme that we all associate with Harry Potter, which is the do 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 do. That is pure John Williams.
Yeah. And I think another one, Home Alone. I think Home Alone. I love the films anyway, but I think the music kind of, if that had taken away, then I don't think it would have been as popular.
I agree. And with the Home Alone thing, he specifically was excited to do that because he always wanted to do a Christmas film. And and again, you there's no magical element really for Home Alone. I say really because you can argue there's a couple, but for the sake of the broad cinema audience, there's no magic. But there is a magic in the score, and there's a
I just
exactly and it's so full of life in for a film that is essentially about a sociopath that's getting ready to torture some intruders.
I've done nothing wrong but fill some basements with water.
This is completely off the subject, and I do mean completely off the subject, but if you ever get a chance at Christmas time to watch a film called Better Watch Out, which is basically a riff on Home Alone as a kid that's gone mad, and it's all about what happens to his babysitter and people trying to get into the house, but he's gone proper mad. Excellent horror film.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's so fun. He even does the thing with the paint cans, and it's not good. So, obviously, we've talked about one element of it. Is there a film that you think, without the score, it holds up as well of the John Williams scores? Is there anything that you think he could have dialed it back a bit, and we wouldn't have lost anything?
No, because then it wouldn't have been his score. I think everything that he did, it was written for a purpose and a reason. And I think that's the grandiose, the way that his scores are, are perfect for the films that he's chosen to do. So, you know, yeah,
Definitely had to have dialed it in on something, though. He must have gone, do you know what?
I've got one in mind.
This many films, and I'm like, I'm done today. Here we go.
Hello, cat.
Hello.
Please,
Yeah,
please name your cat.
This is Max.
What's the cat? Hello, Max. We love you. Yes.
Yes.
I feel like AI. We could have lived without the score for AI.
I didn't even know he did the soundtrack to that, so yeah, I fully agree.
There's some good bits in AI, but personally, it sounds a little generic to me.
It sounds quite Blade Runner-y, rippy-offy, if I remember rightly.
Don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
Who knows?
So I want to talk again. We've covered a lot of ground already with this, which is great. I want to talk about the what I class to be the little subgenres of John Williams film, and talk about whatever you want about it. We don't need to say which is your favorite or anything like that. Well, I'm just going to give you some names of a film from the subgenre. Let's just talk about it a little bit. So we've got the classics. We've got The Towering Inferno, Fiddler on the Roof, Side and Adventure. Film that I know you haven't seen, but you do know the score to: Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Jaws. Have you anything to say about those particular classic versions?
The first 4, I think, were a little bit before my time, so
It's just me.
I haven't. I think I've watched Tower Inferno, but like a long, long time ago, so I can't say what the score is for that. Obviously, the one that's known the most is either the Close Encounters. Like I said, I think most people know that one, and just how kind of that brings to the whole, I guess, the alien-ness of the film. And then obviously Jaws is just Jaws, and everybody knows, that. So, I think Jaws is probably the one I'd know the most, to be fair.
That's fair. So two things. Obviously, I want to talk about Jaws a little bit, but Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Isn't it mad that we know who the composer is to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and you've not even seen the film? It's just such a recognizable little riff of music that's played throughout.
But that says it all about him. That people can say, it's like do 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 do, and that's the film, but may not have a clue about what the film's about. And I will watch it at some point. I promise.
No, I can help you. It's about someone who has a close encounter of the third kind, which means actual contact with an alien.
Ew.
All I remember in that, really, because I was too young to enjoy that. It was quite a boring film.
You're both the same age as me.
But, like, it was the whole clay building the mountain, and it all got a bit lost on me when I was young.
The mashed potatoes.
Yeah, and then he started sculpting it out of clay, and you're just like, just get to the point. You're going to see some aliens. And
that's how I felt when I watched Dune, and I was like, I don't really know what's going on with this film.
Which Dune? The first one? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. They're all
Let's say the first one. Are we talking the recent one or the one from the 80s?
Oh, no, the recent one.
Okay, yeah. Good, because the one from the 80s is...
It's a great film. It is a great film if you watch it for what it is, I think. But it's different to the books, definitely.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the crossover. Dune, Where's My Car? It's going to be absolutely classic. I can't wait. It's like a Mad Max thing.
Sure it is.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Jaws. You've seen Jaws, right?
Yes.
Talk us about how important the score is to that film.
Oh my God. Massively important. I think the whole thing about Jaws is that you don't really see what's coming. And the score is the thing that says it's on its way. Like, you can't see where it is, but it's out there. It's getting closer. The music's getting louder. It's coming. Oh my God, where is it? And it's just, it's the suspense. It's and that's obviously the main kind of what everybody recognizes from that film. But then you've got your really light bits as well in that. But yeah, I think ultimately what you take away from that is just the suspense, and I think is what he was going for, is to get the audience in a way that hadn't been done before.
The reason John Williams is so integral to that film as well is because the shark wasn't working. So they had to hide the shark far more than they intended to do. And it's weird because, Gav, what's the Jaws theme? Just do the Jaws theme right now.
Who, me?
Yes, your Gav.
Did it.
Right, okay, stop there. This is the thing, right? Everyone does that. But the thing about the Jaws theme is it starts off much, much, much slower and ramps up so much. That everyone does that few bars, but the beauty in the Jaws theme for me, it is the fact that it ramps up so much in between those, and it's
it's quiet, isn't it? And I like the fact that when the shark goes away, it lowers, doesn't it? It goes.
It's like a heartbeat. It's like a heartbeat of a predator, and I love it. And yeah, it's. I sometimes wonder if people lose the point of that. But on the flip side, like you say, there are moments of levity in that film, especially when you've got the three of them essentially doing a bonding road trip.
Yes, on a boat.
Great levity on there.
Probably my favourite film growing up, I think, ever. I watched that more than Star Wars or anything else. I used to watch it, but I'd be partway through the film, and my legs would come off the floor and onto the couch. Because you'd always go, what if the floor turns to water?
Yeah,
I'd always have that in my head.
Yeah, my sister to this day is shit scared of like anything. She can't even listen to that music because it just does something to her. She's like, no.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear an unpopular opinion?
Yes.
I'm I think my favourite Jaws film is Jaws 4.
We were going to talk about Jaws 4. Please continue.
And I don't know why, but
I'll tell you why.
I just really like it.
It's so stupid. That's why.
It's so bad. It's good. Michael Caine just playing Michael Caine, and the shark is even worse in this film. In fact, Jaws 3 is the worst by a country mile.
Jaws 4 is my fave.
But 4, there's just something about it. And like, again, I still get really sad when I think that Jake dies and then he doesn't. And then it's like, oh, he's alive.
I love the blood feud that the son of the shark has gone after the family tree. It's so bad.
The beginning, because the beginning starts so well. Because it's like, and then his arm gets ripped off and he's like, help. And then, and it's like, how did that shark know he was related? Like, this is some kind of super, like, really intelligent shark here.
Oh no, Rach, all sharks do that. A little known fact.
In your dreams,
Yeah. Sharky and George, no.
Oh, I love Sharky and George.
Crime Busters of the Sea. Let's move on from the classics. Let's go on to the adventure. We've talked about Star Wars. We've also got Indiana Jones, Superman, Jurassic Park, and a favourite of mine, Far and Away.
Oh, I forgot he did that.
Yeah.
Name your land, Joseph. If you're spoons. That. Yeah. Again, really, really bad film, but I watched that when I was younger.
Great bad film.
It's a what?
It's a great bad film.
Yeah.
Great bad film. I love it.
I just, the accents and everything. Mm-hmm. I don't.
When they're on the horseback at the end, you can just feel the energy.
To be fair, I haven't seen it in a long, long time, and I don't really remember the music. So, but maybe that's because it was that bad. But all the others that you've just said, absolutely epic films.
Talk about Indiana Jones.
Oh my god. Well, apart from himself being amazingly fit, which at the time, growing up,
he did run a lot.
Han Solo and then Indiana Jones. You can't go wrong, can you? But again, the theme tunes are just synonymous now with but then you've got the action you've got the drama, you've got the love themes that kind of occur throughout all those films. And I think it's because it's kind of a fantasy, supernatural, action, adventure. Again, really plays to John Williams' strengths. So that's why it works, because he can write for any of those elements.
So the Marion's theme from that film is my favorite theme from that film. And what I like about that is that it's played from Indy's perspective. It's not every time you see her on screen, you don't play that theme. It's when he's thinking about her. It's when he thinks she's died.
Yeah.
It's when she's being carried off. It's when he's seeing something that reminds him of her. It's the do 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 do.
Yeah,
fantastic, and it comes from a place of very pulp Americana sort of things you'd see as serials in the 1930s and 1940s. Absolutely wonderful, but also ramps up the excitement something crazy. And once that main theme kicks in, favorite set pieces from that? Any big scenes from that you think the music is really musicking at that point?
Trying to think from the first one.
Many of them, really.
Yeah, because I keep just thinking about God Awful Willie in the second one.
I know a few people that think of that.
Easy boy. And how annoying she was. But I think the third
You say that right. Before we move on to the good stuff, let's talk about Willie for a moment, and let's talk about the absolute banger that of Anything Goes in the opening of Temple of Doom.
In Club Obi-Wan.
In Club Obi-Wan. What a scene that was.
Yeah. That's probably the best thing she did.
Yeah. That's all downhill.
Yeah. I think I'm just thinking the first scene in the third film, you know, where young Indy is like trying to escape.
River Phoenix.
Yes. And there's that whole kind of scene on the train and there's that. But I think anything where it's just all the action, so like the car chases and it just all lends itself to just really elevating that film. So there isn't really a bad scene.
I remember the bit obviously where they cut his heart out.
Alimar.
Yeah, all that bit.
Yeah.
The people from that part of the world very offended by that, by the way.
Oh, really?
Very offended with the thuggy stuff. I won't talk about it too much. I'll save it if we ever do an Indiana Jones episode. But yeah, lots to talk about with that. So the next one is Superman. I've said this on the podcast before. What I love about the Superman score is that it literally makes you think that it's saying the word Superman. It's do 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 do.
My big thing with that is I think every Superman film after that never used it has suffered because of it.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Because you need to, even Smallville includes that theme.
Mm-hmm.
Like it pops up in the episodes and you think, oh, it's Superman. As soon as you take that away, because it was so good, it just falls flat. Nothing makes you feel that nostalgia. You need that theme.
Yeah, I think
it's better than nostalgia. I think it was just such a good thing anyway. I think it just nothing has fit Superman the way that John Williams' theme originally did.
And again, it feeds back to that military background because it very much the main theme. You've got like the elements of that, and it's almost it felt quite patriotic as well. Like he's like Superman, the red and blue, and very much an American hero. And I think like the brass and everything came through in that theme. The brass. He knows how to use his brass. He really does.
Yeah.
And his woodwind.
He sure does. To be honest, I don't think there's much else to talk about with Superman. I just think that one theme is absolutely incredible. I think the theme with Lois doesn't quite hit as much as other themes that we've talked about, like Marion Ravenwoods and all that jazz. Jurassic Park, the grandeur of Jurassic Park. Talk about that.
Da-na-na, da-na-na. Yeah, I could. It takes me back to just sitting in a cinema and sitting at the end of the film and just watching the credits and then hearing, the replay of all the different themes, and I could just sit there and listen to it. And like you said, that is what it is. Jurassic Park is definitely the grandeur of it all, because how, no one can say, yes, I've experienced seeing a dinosaur, I know exactly what it's like, but having to put that into music so you can see the film and think, oh my god, this is like amazing, like look at that. One of my favorite, like I just remember getting Jurassic Park on video because I was that old in 1993.
Again, me and Gav are older than you, slightly.
Well, we tried to go to the cinema as like a group of school, because I was in boarding school at the time, and we tried to all go, and it was that sold out. They actually said to like some of them, like, do you mind the kids sitting on the steps?
Oh wow!
Because they can come in, but you're like, and they were like, all our teachers went, no, it's the safety thing, we can't do it. So we got a pirated video, watched it in the hall at school, and it destroyed the first time I ever saw it, because I've seen.
Did you can't watch that like that? You big screen.
But then, obviously, when I did go and watch it, my one was the original, where they first see the dinosaurs looking out of the Jeep. That's what
Brontosaurus and all that jazz.
Yeah, that's where for me it was like even I was a bit like, wow, this looks real.
So incredible.
It reminds me of, and this isn't John Williams, but when I was sat in primary school and they wheeled in the massive TV, and we're like, right, we're going to watch a film now, and they put on Never-Ending Story, and that
still playing to this day.
Blew me away, blew my mind. My little mind was like, what? But the music,
the area film park for that, and got to look at all the original puppets and outfits, and
amazing.
It was really. Falcor is a full size. The head and the neck is still going. You can actually go in and look at it, and it was like my childhood.
Yeah, well, I call my cat Max Falcor because he looks a little bit like him, like a miniature version. And then I've got another cat called Barney, and he's what was Gamuk? What was it?
That's what we call Luna. Gamuk. Yeah, she's got that black face with green eyes. She is Gamuk.
And the teeth.
Glad you've all got happy memories of this. I've just got trauma from the horse dying in the carpet.
The thing is, though, you get the disgustingness of the snot from the turtle as well, like straight after that, and it's like,
you kind of forget it.
But I cried when Artex died. I did.
So did I, and continue to. Obviously, we've talked about Artex, and he was an innocent creature. Let's now talk about the world of childhood wonder and innocence. Harry Potter, Tintin, AI, Hook, E.T., Home Alone, and the BFG. Anything to say that we haven't already said about those?
I think one of my favourite scores is E.T. Just because the film is just such a magical film as well. Like, it's one of the best films ever, and just that moment of when they're taking off in the bikes, and the music's building. Like, I went to we go to Florida quite a lot, and obviously there's an ET ride at Orlando, Universal Studios, and you go on a bike, and then you go over the city, and the music's playing, and it's like, oh my god, I'm actually like in the film. It's so cool. But yeah, every time I watch that, I cry at the end, because it just plays with your emotions, like, the fact that E.T. died, and then E.T. came back to life, and then he's got to say goodbye to him. What?
Spoiler alert for E.T.
Sorry. I mean, yeah, it did come out a long time ago. So if you haven't watched it already,
did.
then where have you been? Say the
Crying
person who
over
hasn't watched
Atrax.
Close Encounters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just the whole thing, and like again, I don't think without that score, that film would have been what it is today.
I agree. Again, I'd go as far as to say that as much as we all love the image of ET, I think without a score as powerful and also quite delicate as the score for ET, I'm not sure we'd have looked at that the same way. Have you seen the film Mac and Me?
Yeah.
Yep.
It is terrible, and it's a very similar looking creature that it was just ridicule. Everyone was like, Mac and Me. Worth a Google, but yeah, I'm not sure that film is the same without the score. Well, I know it isn't. It wouldn't be.
You're both the age you remember when it first came on at Christmas Day on TV on BBC One, and we were all like, "I can't believe they're putting it on TV."
Do you remember though, just when like the Christmas Day film was like the blockbuster and on
you
your 4 channels or 3 channels, whatever it was, and
circle it and go, "That's your Christmas Day blockbuster."
Yeah. Whereas now it's just shite on TV, like and it's all films that you've seen before, or you can like watch on, you can stream, can't you? So it doesn't have the same impact.
Every day is just the same.
Was E.T. not like the longest film to ever be not released on video as well? They did it cinema after cinema release, and they waited years.
Because we had to wait like 2 years, didn't we, or something, for it to come out on video? Something ridiculous.
The only thing, the only sort of. Go on, Gav, sorry.
It might have been longer than 2 years. I know it was a long time.
The only notable thing that I remember about E.T. is that the video game was so poorly received that they dumped it all in a landfill. I don't remember anything about the videotape, really. But I know the video game was like so bad that it was like, okay, we've got all these.
I think I went to the cinema on like the 3rd run. So like way after the 1st run, and it still wasn't out on video because we'd gone into the video shop and said like, "Is it on video?" And they're like, "Oh, it's never been released yet." And we're like, "Oh,
you're right. You could be right. It doesn't spark anything for me, but you could very well be right." But then again, I always remember watching it on TV and taping it off the TV, so maybe
yeah.
I think I had the Christmas Day actual taping because obviously I loved it that much. We taped it on that day.
Wow.
I just want to talk about Hook again, real briefly, because I think Hook is okay film that I think is massively helped out by its score.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it's that emotional tie to the main character, and obviously him finding himself and becoming Peter Pan in the end.
And you do feel the subtlety of the score changing as he becomes more and more like Peter Pan.
Yeah, totally. And again, is the Wendy's theme in there, and there's
that's the more angelic theme, is the Wendy's theme. There's a bit of playfulness with the Hook theme and the Peter Pan theme.
Is it
again, it is a film about Hook.
Is that one, isn't it?
Yeah. But the Hook theme is himself is brilliant. It's just got such a playfulness about it. It's great. So yeah, lots of positive things to say about that. Let's take it down a notch and talk about the horrors of war. Hello, I love you. There's obviously a lot of, much like Spielberg, and probably because of Spielberg and his connections to the military, there's a lot of films about the horrors of war, including Schindler's List that we've already talked about, Saving Private Ryan, which is a bit of an outlier because the first large portion of that film is almost not good at all.
Yeah.
Then the score comes in later on. Empire of the Sun.
Yeah.
War Horse, 1941, Born on the 4th of July. So those are his war films. Anything to say about any of those?
I've only seen about 3 of them.
Yeah.
Which are the 3?
I've seen Born on the 4th of July,
yeah,
Schindler's List, and Saving Private Ryan. I don't think I've seen Empire of the Sun.
Empire of the Sun is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. I've not seen it recently, but yeah. What's
Christian
his name?
Bale.
Yeah, he's amazing, isn't he?
Yeah. Christian Bale and the wonderful friendship that he has with the young Japanese lad. Again, it's that innocence that you hear about in ET, but there's a sinister edge to it because obviously it's war torn. Amazing film if you get a chance to watch that.
Yeah, and I think those films probably would stand up on their own because they're that damn good. The music obviously helps and provides that, you know, the emotion and everything connected to it. But I do think those films, because they are completely different genre to like the fantasy and the
these are the character-driven films that do rely a bit more on dialogue, and because it's a historic setting, there's only so far you can go with the magical elements. Because the magical elements of these films, Power of the Sun a little bit, but other than that, they've all stripped away.
Yeah.
I've not seen Warhorse either, so yeah.
Good wrestler too. But yeah, Warhorse. I always wanted to see the stage show because apparently that's phenomenal. But yeah, the film.
Was Daniel Radcliffe in that stage show?
The stage show he was. Yeah, he wasn't in the film.
Yeah, no.
Was that Eddie Redmayne that was in that? The guy that sounds like Kermit the Frog.
The guy.
It ain't easy being green.
Also in Les Mis.
Can't be spoken. Yeah. You get it. You saw it. Okay, so I've nattered on long enough. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about the horrors of war element, but we've sort of covered it with Schindler's List, so we'll move on. And like I say, Saving Private Ryan's kind of like an outlier. There is music in there, and it's a beautiful score for Ryan's theme. But the first half of the first third of that film is what everyone thinks about, and there's almost almost nothing. Yeah. So
it's not needed, though, is it? It's just
no, not really.
The horror of war.
It helps.
That it's called PTSD in war veterans was like, wow.
Yeah. Again, wonderful film, and I think it's a much more subtle orchestral beat than what he normally does. Right, so this is the period of time where I would usually prepare a game for you. However, I am absolutely inept when it comes to technology. So Lauren and Gav are going to do the game for you today. Ooh. So take it away, Lauren and Gav.
I will do when I've done it. Oh, what have I done now?
Gav's broken his settings, so 1 sec.
We can edit this bit, can't we?
Also, nice to hear from you, disembodied voice of Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Edited, I'm sure.
Right.
Whilst we're doing this, I'm going to do some themes for you.
Am I supposed to say what it is?
No.
Okay. Is this like elevator music?
Yeah.
Hey. Have you finished, Lauren?
Yes.
Hey.
I'd do the whole game show bit again.
No, Steve's leading's fine. I can just cut it at that point.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we are going to play you the first 6 seconds of 8 different film scores.
Okay.
And you have to guess whether it's John Williams or not and what film it's from.
Okay, no pressure.
And all 3 of you can play this because, well, Gav's already tried it and didn't do very well. So.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I know one of them because I guessed it earlier when you were doing the playthrough.
Right.
That's John Williams.
From?
Harry Potter.
Correct. Nice easy one to start. Oh, 1 sec. That was not the song I wanted it to play.
That sounds like John Williams sounds like a Star Wars film.
Correct.
I think that's Indiana Jones.
Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
Oh, is it? Okay, fine. I thought it was when he was beating up the German guy in front of the plane.
No, you're wrong.
It's fine. It happened.
Not John Williams.
I recognise it, but I don't know why.
No idea what it's from.
It is Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Ah.
Is it really? Is that okay? Fine. I should have known that.
That's Pirates, isn't it? So not John Williams.
Correct. You're very good at this.
Better than I was.
Yeah, definitely way better than you were.
John Williams, and that's Jurassic Park, is it?
Correct, it is. I think we have 3 more.
I'm going to say not.
Does Steve know which
I know.
one? What it is?
I know this one.
Sounds like another Avengers film.
No, it's not. No, I give up.
That is The Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
Not John Williams. Okay, second to last one.
Ooh. No,
Not sure.
I've not heard that before. It sounds like John Williams with the strings. Can I have it one more time, please?
That
No.
first little bit, I know.
I'm going to say not.
Toy Story, is it? One of the Toy Story sequels?
No, you're close though. It's definitely a kids' film. It is not John Williams. It is
Is it
John
Up?
Powell, and it is Ice Age.
Ice Age.
Oh!
Okay, right.
Okay, last one.
Indy.
Correct.
Woo!
I think you got pretty much
Did
all
really
of them
well,
right
actually,
then.
yeah.
Yay!
Fantastic.
Relax, because the part of the show that he's not done is over.
I'm totally relaxed. Look at me. They call me Mr. Relaxed Guy over here. So yes, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please tell us where we can find you on the old socials.
Oh gosh, you're making me think now. So I'm on Instagram as ref _Rach_W, I think it is. That's really the only place to find me for my reffing stuff at the moment.
Absolutely fine. Well, again, thank you so much. This has been a great chat about a topic that I don't think many people would have expected, which is always fun. And again, if you are in the wrestling space and you would like to talk to us about your passion outside of wrestling, please get in contact and we'll put you on the list at some point. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining us. Have a great day, have a great afternoon, have a great evening, depending on when you are listening to this. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.